Well, hello there, Wonder Fanatics. Welcome to the Wunderfan Show. We are live Monday, June 16th, 2025. It's a quickie for you. It's a quickie, only because, well, we have a game in a few hours. I really just want to come on here and announce the winner of the Wunderfan weekly cash giveaway. Before I do, let me just say anyone can enter at any time. It's a lot of fun. Just watch a game using Watch to Earn. Go on the Wunderfan app every time you're at a game, at a stadium, collect Wonder. It's 100 Wonder to enter. That's it. You could get that in 2 watches or 1 game. You go to it, or you could be at a stadium. You could be eating lunch near a stadium. If you work downtown, there's a game being played, or even if it's just an empty stadium, always remember to use the Wunderfan app anytime you could see a stadium, because you could earn Wonder just for being there. If you're just joining us, welcome. Again, the Wunderfan Show. We will announce the winner of the weekly cash giveaway. Every week we give away $500 cash to a lucky winner on the Wunderfan app. Of course, you have to be following us on Instagram. That's how we contact you. And you have to have the app download to enter the contest, but you knew that. Before we get there, just want to say, boy, this is, as far as the NBA Finals goes, this is it probably for the Pacers. Not really. But if they don't put up a good fight tonight, if you don't have any sort of life going back to Indianapolis, you're in trouble. Like, let's say OKC just kills the Pacers tonight, like 30 bombs them. That's probably it for IND. Pack your bags, Indy. Great season. But that collapse in game 4, that will probably matter today. You were up the whole game. It was your game to lose. Absolutely blew it. And it could mean the difference between life and death come game 6. Because let's face it, game 5, that's not that the Pacers don't have a chance tonight. We just did a video. AI basically made its prediction saying that the Pacers will have no magic tonight. It will be all OKC. That, I think, makes the most sense, not just from a league perspective. If you're sitting in your room with your whiteboard and your conspiracy theory, you know, all the yarn, probably favors OKC winning this game, at least just to extend the series, just because then you could say, okay, OKC wins at home, then maybe the Pacers win at home. Because if the Pacers win tonight, which they won't, they could close this thing up in Indianapolis in game 6. We don't have a game 7. I think everyone wants to see a game 7, but we want to see the most entertaining way to get to game 7, if that makes sense. So Pacers probably won't win tonight. SGA is probably going to do what he does. I also think the home crowd really helps the Isaiah Joes, the Alex Carusos, the guys that usually shrivel up like a walnut on the road. They'll shine at home tonight, and vice versa. I think a lot of guys for Indianapolis that really do well at home are going to be no-shows tonight, out to lunch, or the lights might be too bright in Oklahoma, if that is such a thing. But yeah, I don't think there's a chance in hell the Pacers win tonight. By the way, that could be the famous last words for the Thunder. Me just saying, yeah, there's no way. And then 4 hours later, Pacers win by 20. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Sorry, Pacers fans. I don't think there's a chance in hell. You have a snowflake's chance in hell tonight, technically. Think about that one for a second. But this will probably go back to Indy, and I bet you Indy will win that game going to game 7. That's the best part. Thunder win tonight, Pacers win the next game, and then we have a game 7. Then everyone's happy, as long as no one gets killed in game 7, right? You want at least a competent game 7. You don't want a blowout. Game 7 blowout, it's like, all right, we waited all season for this. Because game 7 of the NBA Finals, that doesn't just happen. And everyone's like, oh, 2 small market teams ratings. No, if you have game 7 of the NBA Finals, like, they did their jobs. The forces at B, right? The power of the puppets. Now I'm just talking like a crazy person. I think Oklahoma City will win tonight. And I don't think it would be very close. It might be close for a second, and then they just might blow their doors off. That's what I think. Okay, Caitlin Clark is back. That is actually some of the best news the WNBA's had in a long time. I don't know if you watched Steph Curry in his peak or even before his peak, because we always the general consensus around Steph Curry is that when he won the MVP unanimously and then won the NBA Finals thereafter, I don't think it was the same season because he won 15, 16, whatever. He won an MVP and got every single vote. And then for like 3 years, it was like Curry just dominated the league. Like there's nothing you could do to stop him. He changed the NBA forever with the three-point line, how you guard him, how you guard a three-point shooter. That was eerily similar. What Caitlin Clark did is very reminiscent of peak Warriors basketball. Obviously, I'm a Warriors fan, and so I'm going to draw comparisons to Steph Curry any chance I get, right? That's what a homer does. They just go, oh, looks like my house. When it probably isn't. No, that actually does look like Steph Curry. What Caitlin Clark did against the Liberty, who was undefeated, she's launching threes from the logo back to back to back. First game back from injury, 3 threes in a row from Ohio. They're playing in Indianapolis, by the way, so shooting from a state away is pretty difficult. Thrice times in a row. I'm sure they know to take that away to guard her, but it's pretty great watching it no matter what. So, yeah, I haven't had a Caitlin Clark experience in a while. Certainly not because, she was hurt, but I haven't seen that sort of dominance. That I have to imagine that is what it's like for a lot of people when they first saw Steph Curry. See, when I first saw Steph Curry, I was just like, oh, we're winning. Oh, my God, we're so good. I never had to play against Steph, right? I think what Caitlin Clark did to the Liberty and what Curry has done forever, how it felt to be the recipient of someone making 4 35-footers, no rim, at will, 3 in a row. I think that feeling is exactly how every country felt in the Olympics last year when Curry played them. That had to be a ceremonial experience, a patriotic experience to finally be able to root for Steph Curry. When he was doing that to France and Serbia, people in Minnesota, people in Houston, they've never rooted for Curry like that, except when he was wearing the Stars and Stripes. I bet you Caitlin Clark will become that Steph Curry. It's not a hot take. She's already doing it, but you're going to resent Caitlin Clark in the same way you resent Steph Curry. But it's very soft resentment. You only dislike them for the 40 minutes you play against them. And then the other, 364, 9/10 of a day, days of the year. The other days of the year, you're like, wow, it's incredible. It just sucks when you play against them. So I wanted to say that about Caitlin Clark. Because she is definitely the face of the league, of the WNBA. And you could watch WNBA and earn rewards for watching it using Wunderfan. Okay. There was a huge trade. Just want to talk about this real quick. There was a huge trade in the MLB yesterday. It was Rafael Devers of the Red Sox. He was traded to my Giants, go figure, for 2 pitchers. And people in Boston are pissed. Like, pitchforks and angry mob kind of pissed. And they're calling this the Luka Doncic trade of the MLB. In fact, they're saying that what the Red Sox have done over the past 3 to 4 years of them mishandling Mookie, mishandling Devers, a few other transactions that really aged poorly for the Red Sox. They're saying that's like just Luka Doncic trades like 3 in a row. And I want to make something very, very clear. There will never be a trade as bad as the Luka Doncic trade. I hope I can make that as abundantly clear as possible, because what Nico Harrison did to the Dallas Mavericks could be a felony in the state of Texas. If the governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, in a wheelchair, if Governor Abbott really, really wanted to, he could find a way to make that just pure robbery. Just pull a few strings here and there. It's like, well, how many fans feel like they were robbed in daylight? We might take you to court. Like, that trade is horrific. It's horrific when you think about just like comparing, I compared Luka and AD and Desmond Bane because Desmond Bane got traded and people were like, wow, that was a fleece. That trade doesn't even hold a candle to the Luka trade. Luka is the face and future face of global basketball. You could say Luka Doncic in just about any country, and people would be like, I know, I've heard of him. Like what Luka means to the world, let alone the city that he played in, the city that he literally dragged to the NBA Finals last year. Because let's face it, were they that good? I mean, look at them now. They missed the playoffs without him. You can say everyone's hurt. Oh, yeah, but he was playing through injury. My point is, trading Luka and getting AD, who I'm not disrespecting, as a talent, but like AD and Max Christie in a first, that doesn't equal Luka. That barely equals Desmond Bane. Barely. Probably doesn't even equal Desmond Bane. The value of what you had and what you received, what you gave away and received, the discrepancy of that is robbery. Rob Pelinka is a thief who committed a heist in broad daylight. Well, I guess not. It was really late, one random Saturday night. I remember exactly where I was when the Luka trade went down. That's how big it was. You know when something really usually awful happens and you're like, oh, I was with my parents. I know exactly where I was when on the ticker of ESPN came up. I was watching Syracuse Cal basketball, two shit teams go head-to-head in a meaningless game. I was watching that game on ESPN with a few Syracuse fans, and they literally interrupted the broadcast like it was the OJ manhunt. They interrupted the broadcast. Breaking news. Luka Doncic has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Like we're nowhere near April 1st. Is this a prank? Like it was jarring how they did it, how they presented it, and then everyone's phones started blowing up. As much as I believe the Giants, who just got this guy, Rafael Devers, will benefit, and how a lot of baseball insiders are saying Devers might just be the next Barry Bonds in the Bay Area, and you got him for almost nothing. I know disrespect to the pitchers the Giants traded away, but sounds like they didn't really move the needle for them. Not really. Otherwise, you wouldn't have traded him. That, as big as a trade that is, that doesn't even hold a candle to the Luka trade at all. Like that doesn't even hold a Bic lighter. So I just want you to remember, no matter what happens in the rest of sports history and trades and transactions, like unless LeBron literally, I say LeBron because like it requires someone of global influence to be on the move. Let's say LeBron literally goes to the Hornets and all the Hornets did was trade, I don't know, who's like one, I don't know, Seth Curry or whoever. Like imagine Seth Curry for LeBron. You're like, okay, now that was pretty bad. But that's my point. It's going to take literally a debauchery, like a GM who is drunk or perhaps suicidal to make a move that could even equal the scope of what Nico Harrison did to the Dallas Mavericks. So before we come out here and say, oh, this is like the Luka trade, as bad as any trade might feel to the fans who just got ripped apart from a player they loved, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever compare to the Luka trade. Hope I didn't mince words. Okay, I've said enough there. Surely there's a clip in there for social media. If you're still here, we are going to announce who won the Wunderfan weekly raffle of last week. The recipient of $500 cash, who also happens to follow us, because I made a separate list. If you've entered the contest but you did not follow us on IG, tough shit. Sorry. You had strict rules. 2 rules. Follow us on Instagram, and you must have the app downloaded, otherwise how can you enter? So really it's just one rule. Have to follow us on IG. And these entries have, I'm spinning my wheel off screen right now. Don't want to reveal my secrets. Also, don't want to reveal information. Here we go. The winner of $500 cash is Brian Ash. Congratulations to Brian Ash. You have won $500 cash. Oh, that's got to feel good. You did it. You did it, Brian Ash. If you're just joining us right now, Brian Ash, you won $500 cash, part of the Wunderfan weekly cash giveaway. If your name is not Brian Ash, shucks. Oh, well, you can always enter next week. You can enter as many times as you want, or you can always enter this week for next week's contest. That's it. It's as simple as that. You don't win? Okay, we're doing it again. A week from today, I'll say another name. Or it could be Brian again. Who knows? It's entirely up to chance how many entries we have, who I pull. One lucky name in a pool of thousands of names. We had thousands of people last week. Congratulations to all of you for doing it. Keep it up, because all you got to do is use the Wunderfan app twice to have enough Wonder to enter the contest once, and then you can enter as many times as you want. It's that simple. Okay, once again, Brian Ash, congrats on winning. We will contact you. And for everyone else, download the Wunderfan app. Enjoy the NBA Finals tonight. Use Wunderfan. Use Watch to Earn. Good luck. Whatever you're doing, however you're watching, just know Wunderfan will be there. You could earn rewards just for watching the game using Wunderfan. That's it. You could be like Brian and winning $500. Who knows? All right, folks. Ciao.